Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Clash, the 11U tournament here at Mount Prospect Ice Arena. We're bringing you a game today starring the Everest Elite versus the Minnesota Blades. My name is George Marks. I'll be your play-by-play announcer, and on camera is my buddy Braden Zamoyski. We're bringing you the 5 o'clock game tonight. Both teams are undefeated in their first game. The Everest Elite won theirs 6-4, and the Minnesota Blades won their first game 6-0. So we're looking at having a pretty good game here tonight. Teams have just completed their warm-up, and now they're at their benches and getting ready for the start of the game. It'll be the Everest Elite in blue, and the Minnesota Blades are in white and black. Referees are getting their tasks down and getting ready to start the game here. And we are underway. Everest Elite wins the face-off and takes it in her own end, but teams are battling for the loose puck. Minnesota Blades put it in deep behind the Everest net, where Everest controls and looks to bring it out. The Minnesota forecheck is keeping it in, though. Puck goes back to the boards. Everest controls, and here they come. He's over the blue line, but he runs into some traffic and loses possession. Minnesota clears it up the boards. Puck rolls into the Everest zone where Everest controls. Nice lead breakout pass. Puck is turned over again, and now come the Minnesota Blades out of their own end. Puck goes down around the Everest goal where they battle along the far side. Now they're still paddling. Finally, Minnesota picks it up. Nice little move back out to the point. It's a big shot, but blocked in front by Everest. And here they come. Nice clear dump. Everest is going for a change. So it's going to, Minnesota picks it up in their own end. Nice breakout play, and Minnesota is in clean. Looking for an outlet pass. He's got him up, walks around, puts it back over to the point. Defenseman's pass is picked off. Everest has it. Nice little move up front. Another cross-ice pass for Everett with a shot that goes high and wide. 91 has it for Everest. Ooh, a couple of nice stick handling moves there to get the puck down deep. But he loses possession. Minnesota got it out of their end, but lost possession. Puck trickles into the Everest zone. Now we're into the neutral zone. Here comes Everest back again. Looking for a shot that goes high. Puck rings around the boards, and Minnesota has it. Number 13 looking for a shot. That was a nice one. All right, Minnesota still controlling in the Everest zone. They're battling along the far boards. Nobody really has it yet. Finally, Minnesota controls. He brings it. Oh, nice cross-ice pass that didn't connect, unfortunately. Everest is able to, turns it over. Here comes Minnesota again. Big save by number 33 for Everest. Back on another good save by 33 from a shot right in the slot. Minnesota controls down low, puts it back out to the point. It's redirected with a save by the Everest goalie again. Everest needs to get it out, but Minnesota keeps it in. There. Goal was by Colton Von Borken. He's the leading scorer right now for Minnesota. Here comes Minnesota again, but Everest breaks up the cross-ice pass. They're looking to move it up the boards. And we have our first penalty. Looks like number 8 for Minnesota is going for tripping. On the Minnesota goal, that was Easton Krenzen, number 21, with the assist. All right, referee drops the puck. Everest is on the power play. Looking to control along the near boards, but Minnesota is able to get it out of their zone. Everest has it in the neutral zone. They're looking to work their breakout. Here they come. They're in. He puts the puck along the boards, rolls behind the Minnesota net where they control and clear all the way down to the Everest end. Up an errant pass. Goes back to Minnesota, who's controls and dumps it again all the way back down. That was Everest Prosser for the tripping penalty on Minnesota. Woo. Toe picked her there a little bit, but finally Everest controls and comes in fast. Oh, just misses a cross-ice pass to the guy coming down the slot. Puck is loose along the near boards, and Minnesota is able to control and clear. Uh-oh, turnover. He looks nice moving, he scores. That will be Colton Von Boskirk again. That is his 4th of the tournament and a shorthanded goal. All right, so we're gonna restart at center ice. Everest stays on the power play. There we go, puck is back in play. Everest is able to put it ahead, but loses possession. Here comes Minnesota. Tries the cross-ice pass to his wing on the other side, but it's picked off. They're able to keep it in the zone, though. That one from the point just goes wide. 20 seconds left on the Everest power play. Nice little pass up to the blue line. They've got it into the Minnesota zone. All right, 36 has got it. Tries to walk to the net, but loses control. And Minnesota is able to clear. That is the end of the Everest power play. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey. All right, just misses a lead pass, but they have possession in the Minnesota zone. 91. Nice shot, but just goes wide. We battle for possession into the neutral zone. That's a dump in on net. The goalie hands it off. Ooh, that's offside on Everest. Nice little poke check. Unfortunately, puts his teammate offside. All right, we're gonna restart here just outside the Minnesota zone, right in front of their net, their bench, excuse me. Here we go, puck's back in play. Minnesota controls, goes D to D, and now Bell loses the puck and it's back in Everett possession. They're looking, a long pass goes through them. It's in the zone legally, so they're able to battle along the boards behind the goal line. They come away with it. He looks to skate to the front. Gets a nice little backhand off with the goalie makes the save. Minnesota had got it out of their zone, but Everest with a nice steal. And that puck trickles to the goalie who covers. All right, let's get the starting goalies here for Minnesota. It's Brody Westrom, number 29. And for the Everest Elite, it's going to be Shane Jankow, number 33. All right, we're back to live action here. Puck is in the Minnesota zone. They control and get it out. We have a 3-on-2 here for Minnesota. Nice little move. He finds a clear spot. Nice save by Everest goalie. They're battling to get it out. Everest puts it behind their own net to the near side. Nice little move to get away from the pressure. But the Minnesota forecheck stays on him. Oh, there's a nice centering pass. Oh, it's loose. And another goal for Minnesota Blades. That's number 44 again. That'll be a hat trick for him here early. And it's 3-0 Minnesota Blades with 7:43 left in the first. My mistake. The goal is given to Jackson Parisi, number 11, with assist by Colton von Bokirk and Noah Schneider, number 12. Minnesota has it, and they're coming in hard and fast. That's a good save by 33, the Everest goalie, Shane Jankow. He's certainly seeing a lot of work here early. With the save, he holds the puck, and we're going to have a face-off in the Everest zone. Puck is back in play. Well, that's a big slap shot, but Jankow holds on to it. We'll have a restart at the same face-off dot as just before the last one. All right, here we go. Everest is looking to clear. Nice little move. He gets it over the blue line. He holds on to it. Headmans the puck. Oh, nice little pass. He's got it. Oh. What a nice pass. Goal by number 11, Gary Zhu. With assist by nice pass to set his buddy up right in the slot. All right, 3-1. Everest showing some life here. Up, they pick up the puck. Oh, nice defensive play. Nope, hang on. Oh, he's just offside. That'll cause a stoppage. Face-off will be just outside the Minnesota Blades zone, right in front of their bench. Whoop. Here we go. Puck is back in play. Minnesota goes D to D and another breakout up the near boards. Nice little flip to put the puck in below the goal line where Minnesota controls. He's trying to walk around. Gets off a shot. Hits the top left corner. That was a beautiful shot by number 16 of Minnesota. Just to roof it, that was Lucas Leathers, assisted by number 13, Asher Van Leer. Teams are battling in the neutral zone. Everest finally controls and gets it into the Minnesota zone. Battling for the puck in the near corner. Finally, Minnesota has it and looks to clear. Here they come on the breakout. Some nice moves to get in and around, but the goalie makes a great stop. All right, it's 4-1 Minnesota here with 6:05 left in the first. After the Jankow save, we're going to have a face-off here in the Everest Elite Zone. Minnesota controls, puts the puck down low. We're looking to work it behind the Everest net. Minnesota still has it. It's along the near boards. They battle for it. Comes out to the point. Not much on it. Oh, big shot that goes in. That's another goal. That would be his third for the hat trick. That's Colton Von Bokirk with a third goal. That'll be 3 goals and an assist for him in this game alone. And we have a head on the ice. I think that's his brother. All right. We're getting ready to restart play here. Here we go. Oh. Minnesota controls and brings it in. Ooh, nice cross-ice pass, but he just held on to it for a second too long, and Jankow was able to slide from post to post and make the save. That young man is going to need a big dinner tonight with all the saves he's making here today. All right, puck is back in play. Everest is looking to break out. Struggling a little bit here in the neutral zone. They have to reset. They still have it. Defenseman puts it in deep. Rings around to the far boards where Everest is able to control. Point would have been the way to go, but he puts it down deep behind the Minnesota goal. They're battling now along the far boards. Nobody really has it. Finally, Minnesota is able to clear it out into the neutral zone. Everest has it. Oh, nice little move. Oh, I don't know. That looked like we're going to get a penalty. Minnesota controls and a whistle. Number 2 is for Minnesota's going for tripping. That'll be Jake Zintel, number 2. All right, Everest is back on the power play. Face-off is to the right of the goalie. Puck is dropped and Everest controls. Back to the point. It's a nice shot with a redirect in front. Oh, and it trickles back to the edge of the net. The Minnesota goalie keeps it out and Minnesota is able to break out. They're battling along in the far corner in the Everest zone. Puck is knocked loose behind the Everest net. Here they come. Everest controls and is coming out on the breakout. Who gets ridden off along the boards, but Everest is able to keep it in. Shot from the point goes wide, but Everest is able to control. He moves it back to the point. Ooh, nice little poke check. And Minnesota just dumps it in. They're going to go for a change. Everest has it in their own zone, and they're going to come back out with it. He's on his horse. Nice little shot, but he was in a little too deep and just hit the side of the net. Minnesota is trying to get back in the Everest zone. He actually makes the line. Now he's rubbed off along the far boards where Everest controls. Looking for the breakout pass. There it is. And he's in over the blue line. Still has it, looking to get a shot or a pass off. Loses an edge and falls down, but Everest, but a big save. Minnesota. That was Brody Westrom, the Minnesota goalie, with a great save. Sprawling save on his face to keep that out of the net. 17 seconds left on the Everest power play. 2:54 left here in the first period. We're going to restart here at the far face-off dot. Goes out to the Everest point. They move it back and forth. Everest still controls. It gets through. He tried to put it back to his winger, and it trickles all the way down into the Everest zone. That'll be the end of the power play. Back to 5-on-5. Nice long lead pass by Everett. Puts him in there. Doesn't get much on the shot, and it just trickles to Brody Westrom, who covers for a whistle. Face-off will stay inside the Minnesota Blades zone here on the near face-off dot. All right, here we go. They battle for the buck, but Everest Elite is able to hold on to it. Minnesota is finally able to get it out. They're battling in the neutral zone now. Everest has it and walks in. Puck went on net, but it's stopped by Westrom, and Minnesota is able to control and get it out. He's able to get back onside. Minnesota has it. Big shot. But Jenkow with another save. Now they're battling in the corner for it. Everest comes away with it. He sends it to the near boards where they control. Nice little lead pass, number 17 for Everest. He's all alone back there, though. The team was making a change. Now he's got some help, but Minnesota has it. They're coming out. Looks like that was an errant play with the stick by number 11 for Everest, and he's going to get a penalty on it. That would be number 11, Gary Zhu, with the penalty. For Everest. So Minnesota gets their first power play here. They control, move it back to the point. Back down to a forward, all the way down into the corner. He tries to center, but it goes off the back of the net. Minnesota has it in the near corner. He's looking for some place to go with it. He's getting pressure, plays it back up the near boards, where Minnesota controls, puts it out to the point, over to the other side, back out to the point. Nice save by Jenkow, was able to cover for the whistle. Minute 21 left in the Everest penalty, but only 36 seconds left in the first period here. So we're ready for the restart. Puck is back in play. Minnesota controls at the point. He's walking the blue line, drops it off, passes it down low. They're looking to put it out front. Gets through everybody though. And Everest is able to clear. They lose it at the blue line though, and here comes Minnesota back. Oh, nice little toe drag as he was passing the goal, but couldn't get it in. Nice save by Jenkow. That's back out to the slot and a shot in the goal. Right ends. That was number 16 again for Minnesota, Lucas Leathers, with an assist. It's probably going to be Colton Van Boken, thank you, who put it back out to the slot to him. And that's the end of one. Minnesota Blades 6, Everest Elite 1.
Ironman Industries stands for quality and precision in steel manufacturing. Specializing in quality of our work, we're committed to our customers. Build the future with us at ironmanindustries.com.
Do you want to develop an unshakable level of self-confidence? Then check out my best-selling book, Mindset First. It provides a concise and practical way for athletes just like you to win the mental game.
The 4 Points by Sheraton, Winnipeg South. Conveniently located on South Pembina Highway near the Trans-Canada Bypass and 1 hour from the U.S. border crossing. Offering a saltwater pool, hot tub, 24-hour fitness center, restaurant, and lounge.
Colton Van Boken did not get an assist on that last goal. They gave the assist to number 19, McCoy Staus. So here we go with the start of the second. Teams have switched sides. And we're underway. Everest is able to control and bring it in fast into the Minnesota zone. Looking for nice pass and a big shot. But Bodie Restrom is able to make the save. Everest got another shot on goal there. But Restrom is able to stand strong still. They hold the puck in. Minnesota finally clears it, but Everest picks it up. Pass attempt was blocked, but Everest, they're battling for it in the neutral zone. Both teams hitting opposing players with their attempts to clear. Looks like Minnesota's finally controlling, and here they come. Nice poke check. Puck is loose, but Minnesota keeps it in. Puck is down low along the far boards. That's a shot attempt, but he doesn't really get much on it. Everest has it, but an errant pass hits an opposing player, so Minnesota is able to keep it in. Goes back to the point. That shot is wide. Puck rolls around the far boards where Minnesota has it. He tried to do a nice little inside move, but Everest, the defense, takes him off the puck, and they're able to clear to the neutral zone. So far, nobody really has possession. They're battling around on the red line. Finally, Minnesota picks it up and brings it in to the Everest end. He takes it along behind the net, puts it back out to the point. Aaron's shot doesn't really go anywhere, but they were able to keep it in the Everest zone. Both teams battling for the puck along the far boards. Nobody really having it right now. Finally, the puck goes below the Everest goal line, and they send it along the near boards and out. Although Minnesota is able to pick it off, and with a long pass, just gets in the Everest zone, who's able to put it back down. Minnesota has it again. Nice little move on the defenseman. His shot is a big save, and another save. Shane Jonkow with 2 big saves for Everest. He's able to come out, long shot. Goes on net where, that's not. Brody Westrom holds and we get a whistle. Everest was able to get a change. Both teams taking a player change right now. 12-14 left in the second. Face-off will be in the Minnesota zone. All right, puck is back in play. Oh, and it's a poke check. Here comes Van Bokern again. Oh, nice little move. He puts it in. This kid is unstoppable. That'll be his 4th for this evening. All right, back to the restart. Minnesota is able to control and take it down into the Everest zone. He's looking for a pass. Oh. Goalie wasn't sure if he stopped that one. All right, back to live play. That's a long shot from the point. And Jenkow makes the save. And he holds on for the whistle. Face-off will be in the Everest zone to Jenkow's left. All right, here we go with the restart. Oh, puck comes back. It's loose right now and nobody really has it. Finally, Van Bokern picks it up and they work it behind the Everest net. That was a shot attempt that was deflected by somebody up front and missed the net. Minnesota is able to keep it in and put it down along the far boards. Try to work it down deep. Nice little poke check, but he picks it up and puts it home. That'll be number 11, Jackson Parisi with the goal. That makes it 8-1 Minnesota with 10:56 left here in the second. All right, we go to the restart. Puck is back in play. Minnesota controls off the face-off. The long shot, Jenkow catches it and holds. That was number 12, Noah Schneider, with the assist on Jackson Parisi's goal. They face off in the Everest zone. Minnesota wins and his shot just goes wide. Everest is able to control and get it into the Minnesota zone. That's a long shot with a blocker save. They're battling on. Oh, he picks up the loose puck with a quick shot that the goalie is able to save. Everest still has the puck though in the Minnesota zone. His pass attempt gets picked off though, and Minnesota puts it down to the near boards where they're coming out. Finally, it's poked away from them at the blue line. Oh, we're going to get a penalty here. Looks like another tripping. On number 21 for Elite. So Minnesota is back to the power play here with 10:06 left in the second. Referee drops the puck. Minnesota is able to control You had it down Lee, tried to center it. Poke check takes it all the way down to the blue line where Minnesota is able to hold on to it. Walks the blue line, looking for a shot. Everest got the middle pretty well botched up though. Finally puts it around below the boards and comes out the far side. Everest tries to clear, but Minnesota holds it in. Everest finally rings it around the boards and out of the zone. Penalty is on number 21, Aiden Goodwin. All right, Minnesota's back in the zone. The Everest zone, they're controlling the puck down below the goal line. Comes back out to the point. He looks to move it down to his forward. Nice pass out in the slot. The shot goes wide though. Minnesota continues to control. Puts the puck out to the point. He goes down low. Finally able to shake the defense and put it out to the point. That's a shot through traffic that's redirected by out front. Everest is able to move it up the boards, but it looks like Minnesota has held it in. Oh, that looks like another penalty. 91's getting called for a slash for Everest. Tough call. That's going to give Minnesota a 5-on-3 for 25 seconds. That was Austin Birch with the penalty, number 91 for Everest. Here we go with the restarts, 5-on-3. Minnesota controls off the face-off, taking their time, moving it between D to D. Tries to find the forward in the slot, but Everest is not able to get possession. Minnesota controls. He's got it at the top of the slot. That puck, nice save. He's on it. That should be the end of the 5-on-3. So Aiden Goodwin is out of the box, and it'll still be a 5-on-foul power play for Minnesota with 1:35 left on the penalty. 8:06 left here in the second. Puck is dropped. Minnesota controls. They move it between the defensemen. It's a long shot, blockered away by Jenkow. Everest tries to get it out, but Minnesota's able to hold it in. Nice shot to the high slot. Drops it back to his defenseman. They move it across the blue line. Defenseman's got it back down to the forward along the boards. That's a nice little poke check, but Minnesota is able to keep it in at the blue line. He puts it down low now at the top of the slot. They're doing a nice job of moving that puck around, keeping the Everest elite players chasing. There's a big shot by the defense that goes high. We got 43 seconds left in the Minnesota power play here. It's another shot that goes high. That shot was deflected back out in front, but it went wide. Finally, Everest is able to get it out over the blue line. But Minnesota controls and brings it back. And a big shot on goal where Jenkow is able to drop down and cover it. 13 seconds left in the Austin Birch penalty. Both teams changing players. Oh, Minnesota ended up with one too many out there. All right, puck's back in play. Drops the puck to his defenseman. Takes a long shot with a glove save by Jenkow. 7 seconds left in the penalty. Minnesota's got one more chance here on the power play. Puck is dropped. Oh, Everest got it. They put it behind their own net, looking to clear, but Minnesota's forecheck. Finally, he's able to clear. Oh, nice breakaway from the player out of the net. Aiden Birch with the is the far post. And they really needed that one. Oh, I don't know. That was a, whoa, we got something brewing here. That was a rough ride on along the boards there. Then a little bit of retaliation by Minnesota, but it looks like only 91 is going to the box. He's up, looks like he's going to be okay. Looks like the only penalty is going to be accessed to Austin Birch again. I think he called it a check from behind, body check. Sorry folks, that's a penalty I don't see very often. My kid's a junior, a midget. All right, Minnesota wins the face-off and controls. They're moving the puck around here, back out to the point. Long pass and a shot. He had a guy right there on the doorstep, and they're able to score. Jankow was unable to cover the loose puck, and Minnesota capitalized and put it in. All right, that makes it 9-1 Minnesota. 5:41 left here in the second. That was Asher Van Leer, number 13, with the goal for Minnesota. Easton Krenzen, number 21, and McCoy Strauss, number 19, with the assists. Minnesota has the puck again. They're in the Everest zone. He sends it down low. They're controlling below the goal line. He walks it back out to the point where the Everest defense was able to clear it, but unable to get control of it. And Minnesota has it, and here they come back again. Curls away from it, same play, back down to the defense, who puts it down near boards. He's got it at the goal line, puts it back out to the point. We go D to D. The shot is deflected and stolen by Everest, who's able to break out. His pass attempt doesn't connect. Right now they're battling along the near boards. Nobody really has control of the puck. Finally, the puck comes back to the Everest point. The shot is on net, but he's able to stop it and cover. And we're going to have a face-off here in the Minnesota zone. .422 left in the second period. 9-1 Minnesota. All right, puck is back in play. Minnesota wins it, but it looks like Everest is able to steal it. Shot from the point. Gets on net, but it's a save by Brody Westrom. Minnesota is able to get it into the Everest zone, but loses possession. Minnesota is able to control in the neutral zone and bring it in. That's a shot block by Everest, but Minnesota is able to get it back. They got the puck along the near board. He drops it to the point. No shot. The defenseman walks down the line. They're still able to hold it in. That shot does not get through. It's blocked by Everest, who's able to get it along the far boards. Now they're battling for it. Finally, Everest is able to whack it out. Here we come on a little breakaway here. He's got it out to the slot. Oh, and the shot is blocked by number 21. And another stick save by number 21 to keep that from getting onto his goaltender. And Minnesota comes back the other way. They have it in the Everest zone, but he's under hard pressure. They're still able to control. They're battling along the boards. That's a hand pass. That's going to be a face-off outside the Everest zone. I know what he was thinking, but you can't do that. So it'll be a face-off outside the Everest zone, just in front of the Minnesota bench, with 2:57 left in the second. All right, here we go. Puck is back in play. Minnesota wins the face-off, and they're able to control and get it into the zone. Everest with a nice little poke checker gets it out. That's offside. Minnesota is able to get clear of the zone and get back onside. That attempt was picked off. Oh, nice little toe drag attempt. Teams are battling across the neutral zone. Finally, Minnesota controls. They got it back in the Everest zone. Puck is down low. It goes to the front of the net. And that's a goal by number 5, who was just able to pick up the loose puck outside the scrum and beat Jankow. All right, 2:07 left in the second here, folks. The goal was by number 5, Cody Polasic, with assist by Sammy Sarek, number 24. That's going to be a penalty on Everest. Looks like tripping. Slashing. Thought he went to his leg, not his arm. All right, Minnesota's back on the power play here with 1:54 left in the second. All right, they control, moving puck around inside the Everest zone. Nice. Everest is able to pick it off and clear it all the way down. Puck is controlled by Minnesota below their goal line. Breakout pass fails to connect. But they have it. Oh, another one fails to connect, and Everest whacks it down deep around the boards below the Minnesota goal. They battled for it along the far boards, but Minnesota's able to come away with it. If he hurries, they'll have a 3-on-2. Nice little drop pass. Another pass. Oh, and it's a save by Jankow. Everest is able to control and get it into the neutral zone, where Minnesota has it. They're looking to bring it back. Skates away from the pressure. That shot hit the outside of the post and went behind it. Everest has it. He tried to skate it out and he had his pocket picked. Finally, they're able to clear, and it trickles all the way down. 30 seconds left in the second. 32 left on the power play. Minnesota has it. Here they come. Oh, I think he kept it out. Nope, it crossed the line. Another goal for Minnesota on the power play with 13.9 seconds left in the second. All right, here we go with the restart. Everest actually has it, but it's poked away at the blue line, and Minnesota comes back. Got 5 seconds left. Minnesota tries to center. It's picked off, and they're going to run out of time. That last goal was scored by McCoy Strauss, assists by Jackson Parisi, and number 12, Noah Schneider. We're going to be taking a break here for the ice cut, and we'll be back with you in about 10 minutes.
Ironman Industries stands for quality and precision in steel manufacturing. Specializing in quality of our work, we're committed to our customers. Build the future with us at ironmanindustries.com.
Do you want to develop an unshakable level of self-confidence? Then check out my best-selling book, Mindset First. It provides a concise and practical way for athletes just like you to win the mental game.
The 4 Points by Sheraton, Winnipeg South. Conveniently located on South Pembina Highway near the Trans-Canada Bypass and 1 hour from the U.S. border crossing. Offering a saltwater pool, hot tub, 24-hour fitness center, restaurant, and lounge.
I'm Dr. Cassie Preston. My job as a mental performance coach is to help elite athletes just like you to consistently perform at your capabilities. But in order to do that, you need to reliably get in the zone. The problem is, like most athletes, you spend too much time in your own head, worrying, overthinking, and are doubting yourself. This can be frustrating and discouraging because you've put in all this work to develop your physical abilities. Your mindset is causing you to underperform. Now, I understand that working on your mindset can be difficult and confusing. There's so much cliche advice out there like, don't worry about it and just be positive, which might be the mental states you want to achieve, but it's not the how-to. In fact, this fluffy cookie cutter advice often makes things worse. Instead, what you need to do is challenge the status quo and think differently about success and failure. That's why I wrote the best-selling book, Mindset First, to provide athletes like you a repeat and reliable way to win the mental game. I share the concise and practical strategies I use to help professional athletes be at their best day in and day out. This book will help you break free from the weight of results so you can stop spending so much time in your own head and start playing with confidence so you can perform when it matters most. And most importantly, I promise you this, by reading this book and working on your mental game, you're going to have a heck of a lot more fun along the way.
Ironman Industries stands for quality and precision in steel manufacturing. Specializing in quality of our work, we're committed to our customers. Build the future with us at ironmanindustries.com.
Do you want to develop an unshakable level of self-confidence? Then check out my best-selling book, Mindset First. It provides a concise and practical way for athletes just like you to win the mental game.
The 4 Points by Sheraton, Winnipeg South. Conveniently located on South Pembina Highway near the Trans-Canada Bypass and 1 hour from the U.S. border crossing. Offering a saltwater pool, hot tub, 24-hour fitness center, restaurant, and lounge.
I'm Dr. Cassie Preston. My job as a mental performance coach is to help elite athletes just like you to consistently perform at your capabilities. But in order to do that, you need to reliably get in the zone. The problem is, like most athletes, you spend too much time in your own head, worrying, overthinking, and are doubting yourself. This can be frustrating and discouraging because you've put in all this work to develop your physical abilities. Your mindset is causing you to underperform. Now, I understand that working on your mindset can be difficult and confusing. There's so much cliche advice out there like, don't worry about it and just be positive, which might be the mental states you want to achieve, but it's not the how-to. In fact, this fluffy cookie cutter advice often makes things worse. Instead, what you need to do is challenge the status quo and think differently about success and failure. That's why I wrote the best-selling book, Mindset First, to provide athletes like you a repeat and reliable way to win the mental game. I share the concise and practical strategies I use to help professional athletes be at their best day in and day out. This book will help you break free from the weight of results so you can stop spending so much time in your own head and start playing with confidence so you can perform when it matters most. And most importantly, I promise you this, by reading this book and working on your mental game, you're going to have a heck of a lot more fun along the way.
Ironman Industries stands for quality and precision in steel manufacturing. Specializing in quality of our work, we're committed to our customers. Build the future with us at ironmanindustries.com.
Do you want to develop an unshakable level of self-confidence? Then check out my best-selling book, Mindset First. It provides a concise and practical way for athletes just like you to win the mental game. I'm Dr. Cassie Preston. My job as a mental performance coach is to help elite athletes just like you to consistently perform at your capabilities. But in order to do that, you need to reliably get in the zone. The problem is, like most athletes, you spend too much time in your own head, worrying, overthinking, and are doubting yourself. This can be frustrating and discouraging because you've put in all this work to develop your physical abilities. Your mindset is causing you to underperform. Now, I understand that working on your mindset can be difficult and confusing. There's so much cliche advice out there like, don't worry about it and just be positive, which might be the mental states you want to achieve, but it's not the how-to. In fact, this fluffy cookie cutter advice often makes things worse. Instead, what you need to do is challenge the status quo and think differently about success and failure. That's why I wrote the best-selling book, Mindset First, to provide athletes like you a repeat and reliable way to win the mental game. I share the concise and practical strategies I use to help professional athletes be at their best day in and day out. This book will help you break free from the weight of results so you can stop spending so much time in your own head and start playing with confidence so you can perform when it matters most. And most importantly, I promise you this, by reading this book and working on your mental game, you're going to have a heck of a lot more fun along the way.
Hi everybody, and welcome to the Clash. Welcome back to the Clash here at Mount Prospect Ice Arena. Teams are just returning back to the ice. Minnesota has not made their appearance yet, but we will be getting underway here shortly. The game is actually 11-1 here, so we should have a running clock here in the third. Let's hope Everest Elite can get some things going here and get a couple of them for themselves. We're just waiting for Minnesota to get back on the ice, and then we'll get underway here. Oh, we're still going to wait here for Minnesota to come back out. Everest is able to get a little bit extra warm-up time here. All right, here come the Blades. We should get underway here pretty quickly. All right, we're ready to get underway. All right, here we go. And we're underway. Everest wins the face-off, controls, and is able to come in hard. Minnesota is able to break up the rush, and here they come back. Oh, nice defensive play. That should have been a penalty. But They battle along the far boards. We get a whistle for hooking on Minnesota. That'll be number 11, Jackson Parisi, with the hooking penalty. Everest with the early power play here. And we're underway. Everest controls and drops it back to the point. Gives it back to the wing, who takes it down low. Everest still has it. Under pressure though. Turns and moves in. Minnesota is able to poke it away. And here he comes on a breakout. Skates it all the way in. Everest is able to ring it around the boards, but Minnesota gets there first. Everest sends it up the far side. But Minnesota does a nice job of controlling it. Actually gets it on net. The shot attempt goes wide. And finally Everest is able to clear. But Minnesota is able to control. Puck was bouncing, jumped over his stick. He's unable to control, but finally he's able to put it up ice, where Everest is able to pick it off and they bring it in. Looks for the long shot. Blocker saved by the Minnesota goalie. Everest is able to keep it in. Minnesota is able to clear and actually walks it into the Everest zone. They battle for possession in front of the Everest net. Pass is picked off, and here comes Everest. He's on his horse, but he turns the puck over at the blue line. Goes down low though, where Everest is able to get to the loose puck first. Now they battle along the far boards. Everest keeps it in. Nice little drop pass. His shot saved by the goalie. And Minnesota comes away. They're into the Everest zone. Tries to get a shot out, but it goes wide. Pass is picked off, and Everest has it. But he gets his pocket picked, and Minnesota still has it in the Everest zone. Penalty is over and back to 5-on-5 play. 12 minutes left in the third. It's a big save by Jankow. Minnesota is able to keep it in though. Everest is able to win it along the boards and get it out. He can't find it at his feet though, and Minnesota picks it up and comes back. He curls off, and his pass is picked off by Everest, and here they come. We're going back and forth. Another turnover in the neutral zone. Minnesota has it, takes it below the Everest goal. He's battling with the defenseman. Nice centering attempt, but it's picked off by Everest, and here they come. He makes the Minnesota zone, but he turns it over. Minnesota loses it in the neutral zone. Nice pass up the boards. And Everest is able to put it in behind the net onside. Oh, that's going to be a long clear. It's going to end up going on net. Jankow sticks it away, and it's picked up. Oh, lost possession, which turns into a pretty good offensive chance for Minnesota. But Jankow was able to keep it out of the net. Minnesota has it again. A couple of nice passes in front of the net leads to a big shot, but Jankow with the save. Minnesota with another steal in the neutral zone. But Everest is able to control. Works it down deep into the Minnesota zone. Puck goes around the far boards, but Minnesota is able to steal. and he chips it out. Minnesota has it. Up, and they're just offside at the blue line. All right, 9:50 left in the third with the clock running. Minnesota has the game well in hand. All right, here's with the restart. Puck is back in play. Minnesota controls at their own blue line. He puts it up ice, but it's picked off. Up, back and forth they go. Minnesota has it again. They're in the Everest zone. That was a nice little pass back to give and go, but it doesn't get on net. Everest is able to clear, but Minnesota is able to prevent the breakaway. Minnesota has it. The lead pass is whacked into the Everest zone. Finally, he's able to control. Now we're battling below the goal line. And Everest clears. That puck is rolling. It's not going to go for icing, though. Minnesota picks it up in their own end below the goal line. They have possession. They're working it back between the defensemen. Finally get a breakout pass, but he loses possession. Everest is able to clear to the neutral zone. They got it, and they're back in, onside. Minnesota controls in their own end down low. Nice outlet pass to the weak side. Minnesota has it. He walks. Jankow with the save and the cover. .7:45 left in the third with the clock running. We're getting a face-off in the Everest zone. Puck is back in play. Minnesota controls. Have the puck along there. Oh, nice centering pass. Big save off him and into the netting. Face-off is going to be on the other side. Still inside the Everest zone. Here we go. We're back underway. Minnesota has, an easy face-off win, and a big pass out to number 11, who's able to put it away. Number 11, that is Jackson Parisi with the goal. At 6:50. With Colton Von Borken with the assist after a face-off win. All right, off the draw, Minnesota gets it back in the Everest zone. Everest is looking to get it out. Nice weak side pass, but he has to go back in his own end to control it. He curls but loses it. Minnesota picks it up. And nice little backhand pass to the far post as he was going away. Leads to another Minnesota goal. That was number 16, Lucas Leathers, with assist by number 13, Ashen Van Leer, and number 19, McCoy Strauss. All right, we're back to live play. Minnesota is back again in the Everest zone. They're controlling down low. They still have the puck. Puts it out to the face-off dot where he loses it, but Minnesota is able to still hold it in. They're moving the puck well. Finally out to the blue line. Number 2 with a long shot. That's saved by Janko for a whistle. All right, just checking. That looks like that would be Lucas Leather's 3rd goal of the game. All right, back to the live play. They drop the puck and Minnesota is able to control. Shot hits Janko and finally Everest has it. Errant pass though sends it all the way to the other side of the ice. Control and bring it in fast. Number 5 again, his shot hits the side of the goaltender and it stays out. Everest is unable to get it out though, although they have it in their own zone right now. They battle for it along the boards and Minnesota steals it. He walks it behind the net and with a wraparound in goal. That'll be another goal by Minnesota. That last one is by number 5, Cody Polasic. All right, here we drop the puck for a restart. Minnesota has it. They're able to walk in the zone. He walks to the slot. Big shot from the high slot, goes off the post. 3 minutes left here in the 3rd. Puck comes loose, back to number 12. His shot goes just wide again. Everest has it and they're looking to clear. He's got a man long, but the pass is picked off. Minnesota has it in the neutral zone. Here they come back. That looks like the pass was picked off. It's another big shot from the slot. Goes high just over the crossbar. They're battling for it along the boards. They walk the puck to the front, and it's another shot by number 12 that goes high. Finally, Everest controls and gets it out to the Minnesota zone. 91 has it. That's a save by Minnesota. They control and they're bringing it out. It's a nice lead pass off the boards. Oh. That was rough. He gets ridden into the boards. They both lost an edge. Referee blows the whistle. And we have a stoppage of play. Clock stops too, with 1:29 left in the 3rd. All right, he's back on his feet, folks. All right, here we go with the restart. Puck is back in play. Minnesota has it. We walk in across the blue line, and he scores. Number 12 finally got his goal. All right. Minute left here in the third. Minnesota wins the faceoff. Oh, it's a... Everest is able to steal and put it in deep. Minnesota's looking to control and bring it out, though. Here they come. Nice poke check puts Minnesota offside. We're going to have a faceoff just outside the Minnesota zone. I'm sorry, the Everest zone, with 30 seconds left in the third here. Here we go, back underway. Everest has it. His lead pass fails to connect. Goes all the way into the Minnesota zone. But with 5 seconds left, I don't think we're going to get much. He's got a breakaway, but he ain't going to get a shot off. That's it, folks. Game over. And thank you for joining us for the Clash game here at Mount Prospect Ice Arena. Final score, the Minnesota Blades 14, the Everest Elite 1. Thank you. I believe we're going to have the national anthem here at the end here. Or maybe not. I think we're still on, right? Yeah. Players are lining up for the traditional handshake. Maybe we're not doing the national anthem here. But we'll hold on. See what happens. Looks like we're not doing it this time. Teams are heading off to their locker rooms. All right. Oh. Nope, I am mistaken. They called him back and we're lining up on the blue lines. So please stay with us to enjoy our national anthem.